FlashBoards brings reference boards, AI generation, and After Effects together in one panel. Drag images, paste from clipboard, capture your After Effects viewport. Everything lands on an infinite canvas you can pan and zoom. Select any item, type a prompt, hit Generate. Results appear right here for further editing. Create multiple boards, switch between them, export directly to your timeline. What used to need websites and apps now lives in After Effects. This is your creative hub. No file juggling, no broken paths. Let's see how it works. Before we explore the actions, let's quickly review the UI layout and make a few preparations. On a fresh start, an FFmpeg modal might appear. Let it run. FFmpeg works in the background for format conversion, optimizing images and videos to make the extension work faster. Want to check if it's installed? Open Settings, then the FFmpeg and Media tab. You'll see the installation status there. The workspace centers on an infinite canvas. Pan by dragging empty space anywhere on the board. Hold Alt key and drag to pan without selecting anything. Scroll without modifiers to zoom. You can also tap the zoom controls in the top bar or use keyboard shortcuts. To avoid memorizing everything, press the Help button in the top left corner to see the full list. Next to the Help button sit the Undo and Redo buttons, which also work with Ctrl-Z and Ctrl-Shift-Z. Sometimes After Effects catches shortcuts before the extension sees them. Make sure nothing is selected in the After Effects UI, or try pressing shortcuts a few times. When you select an item on the board, an overlay appears attached to the left side. This is your Action panel. Copy link grabs the path or link. Reveal opens the item in your file manager. Export to composition sends it to After Effects. And delete removes it from the board. Select multiple items by holding Shift and clicking. Or hold Shift, click, and drag on empty space to select all media items in that area. A dashed frame wraps the group, and the multi-selection overlay appears with quick actions like copy links, export all, and delete all. At the same time, alignment tools appear at the top center so you can align items horizontally or vertically and distribute them evenly. You can also move all selected items at once. Right-click any media item to open the full context menu. Some options match the overlay buttons. Others we'll explore soon. The left sidebar has 3 buttons: Text Note, Screenshot, and Record Composition. This helps you save your project steps as references, making them accessible across any project you open. Later, we'll show how to use these references for powerful generation workflows. You're not limited to just one board. You can create as many boards as you need. At the bottom, you'll find the toolbar with the boards drop-down on the left. From this menu, you can create, rename, duplicate, or delete boards. Need to move items between boards? Right-click and choose Move to Board. That opens the board selector modal showing every board. Pick a destination and the items jump over instantly. On the right, buttons open your main panels. Files for the media library, settings for configuration, and when AI controls are enabled, models for choosing generators. Let's open Settings. A modal appears with 3 tabs across the top: General, FFmpeg and Media, and AI Generation. Start with the General tab. The board display section has toggles for Show Grid and Snap to Grid. Here, you can adjust the size of media items to suit your preferences. Scroll down to find Show AI Panel. Turn this on to reveal the generation controls at the bottom of your screen. The FFmpeg and Media tab shows installation status. FFmpeg handles format conversion in the background, keeping everything fast. If you will have any issues with installing, check the help docs we provide in this tab. The AI Generation tab is where you'll add API tokens. We'll explore this shortly when we start generating. After you enable the AI panel, close the modal, and we'll move on to adding content to your board. Let's fill your board with content. FlashBoards gives you multiple ways to bring media in. Drag and drop, clipboard paste, screenshots, recordings, and more. Drag and drop is the fastest path. Grab an image from your desktop and drag it onto the board. It appears instantly. Want to add multiple files? They all appear together. Video files bring inline players. Audio files show up with controls like a video. Hold Alt while dragging to link media instead of copying it. Helpful for large video files or network assets. But be careful with this. If you relocate or delete the file, the link will break. Clipboard paste works exactly as you'd expect. Copy an image from your browser or computer, then press Ctrl-V in FlashBoards, and the image appears on the board. Copy a URL and paste it. If it's a direct image link, FlashBoards fetches and imports it automatically. The screenshot button captures your active After Effects composition as PNG. If you need to capture it in the JPG format, hold Alt and click the button. Record composition renders your comp as an MP4. A placeholder appears immediately, then is replaced when rendering and conversion to MP4 are complete. Hold Alt for higher quality, but note that it can overload the extension and affect performance. All media files are saved to the extension settings folder, helping you see all saved files across any project you open. If you need to find any file, select the media and press the reveal button. Text notes give you a note area on the canvas. Click the text note button. A new note appears, ready for typing. When you're done, click elsewhere on the board. You can drag it to reposition or resize it by dragging the corner handles. When you select a note, an inline formatting toolbar may appear to adjust font, size, and color. And one more thing. You can double-click any media item directly on the board to view it full screen. You can rotate the image, zoom in and out, and see some extra metadata of the file. As you work across different projects, media accumulates in your library. Boards aren't ideal for quickly reviewing all your media. We added the media browser for it. Let's explore it. Click the Files button in the bottom toolbar. A large modal opens showing your complete media library. The media browser gives you a centralized view of everything you've imported: screenshots, recordings, generated images, and files from any board. You can browse, preview, organize, and reuse assets across all your projects. On the left sidebar, you'll find collections that organize your media. Board Files displays all items from the currently selected board. Recent shows everything you've added in this session. Favorites keeps your starred files, and Bin contains deleted items you can restore. The main view switches between grid and list modes using the toolbar at the top. Grid view shows thumbnail cards, while list view displays a detailed table. The preview size slider lets you adjust thumbnail size on the fly. Double-click an item to select it on the board. Click the I button to open the preview panel on the right, showing a large preview with metadata. The toolbar also includes a management dropdown. Export board saves your active board plus its media into a .refboard archive. Import board restores these archives. This is perfect for sharing boards with collaborators or backing up your work between projects. Some extra features will help import media files from the computer or export all selected media to a folder. That's the essential tour. The browser also handles advanced features like file recovery, board-specific filtering, and bulk operations. When you're done browsing, close the modal. Your media lives in the Refs Library Refs Media folder, and FlashBoards keeps everything organized automatically. You've collected media on your board. Now let's send it to After Effects. Select any media item. The item action overlay appears on the left edge. Click Export to Composition A new layer appears on the top or under the currently selected layers. Hold Alt while clicking Export to apply Fit mode, which scales the layer to fit your comp dimensions. Hold Shift to create a new composition containing your exported media. Export multiple items at once by selecting several with Shift-click, then clicking Export All to Composition. All selected items appear as separate layers stacked in order. All file paths resolve correctly because FlashBoards manages the links automatically. Right-click and choose Reveal to see where files live on disk or web page. Now we get to the exciting part. AI generation built right into your workspace. Look at the bottom of your screen. After activating the AI panel from Settings, you'll see two new sections. On the left, the input checklist will show required inputs when models need reference images or other media. On the right, the generation panel is where you'll write prompts and control generation. FlashBoards connects to providers like Replicate, fal.ai, and RunningHub. These services give you access to cutting-edge models without needing expensive hardware. You pay only for what you generate, typically pennies per image. To connect, you'll need an API token, which is like a password that lets FlashBoards use these services on your behalf. We provide a link with instructions to get the tokens for each provider. First, let's add a token. Go back to Settings and open the AI Generation tab. You'll see rows for Replicate, fal, and RunningHub. Each has a password field and a Get Token link. Click the link for your preferred provider, sign up if needed, copy your token, and paste it into FlashBoards. Most providers offer free credits to start. For this demo, we'll use Replicate and RunningHub. Now click the Models button in the bottom toolbar. A modal opens with two tabs at the top, Models and Workflows. Let's start simple with the Models tab. The models and workflows you see here are our curated collection. We've handpicked the best options for quality and cost effectiveness. We update this list with each release as new models emerge and older ones improve. Since the AI landscape changes rapidly, this tutorial won't cover every model or workflow. Instead, we'll focus on the core workflow using one example. We'll explore more specific models and workflows in future tutorials. The main area shows model cards. Each card has the model name, a provider icon, and a brief description. Use the search bar or filter icons above to narrow your choices if needed. For now, let's pick Nano Banana. It's fast, affordable, and perfect for text-to-image generation. It can also accept multiple reference images to blend styles. Click its card to select it. Close the Models modal. Look at the AI generation panel on the bottom right. Type your prompt here. Let's try Epic Cyberpunk Cat. The field expands as you type. Click the Generate button. The wand icon pulses, and a placeholder appears on your board immediately. Watch the progress overlay update in real time. When generation completes, the placeholder becomes your finished image. You just created AI art directly in After Effects. Notice the input checklist on the bottom left. It shows optional image references you can add. If you have reference images on your board, select one and press on this Input button, or press I key to mark it as Input. You'll see a blue badge with one appear. Select another image and press on this Input button again. It gets badge 2. Nano Banana will blend both references into the generation. Depending on a prompt, you will receive a new result. It could take some time, since all images or videos need to be uploaded and processed. Some models and workflows require inputs. You cannot generate without assigning the required inputs. We aim to make actions as fast as possible. If the selected model supports input images, you can skip the input checklist. Just select one of the media items, enter your prompt, and press Generate. The selected images will automatically be used as example images for generation. Now that you've seen how the checklist and input badges work, let's explore workflows. More complex operations that need specific inputs. Both models and workflows show capability badges that tell you what they accept and produce, like text to image to video, or multi-reference to image. These badges help you quickly identify what each option can do. Let's try a workflow. Open the Models modal again, switch to the Workflows tab, and select Background Replace. This workflow needs two specific images, a subject and a concept background. Look at the AI input checklist. It now shows two named slots instead of generic image reference rows. Select your subject image on the board, then click the Subject row in the checklist. A blue badge with one appears. Now select a different image for the background and click the Concept background slot. You'll see a 2 badge on that image. These named slots keep your inputs organized for workflows with specific requirements. While the I hotkey works great for simple reference images, clicking the checklist rows is more reliable for workflows with multiple named slots. You can also press M for masks or C to clear all roles. If keyboard shortcuts don't work, After Effects sometimes catches them first. The checklist is always there as a reliable alternative. Workflows are generally more complex than individual models, and it may take minutes to generate an image, video, or even an entire moodboard collection. Be patient and wait for the generation to finish. Fortunately, we've designed our app to be flexible so you can continue working on your project and within FlashBoards itself while waiting for the generation to complete. Alongside cloud providers, FlashBoards supports ComfyUI, a local generation provider you can run on your own computer. This gives you a way to generate images and videos without relying on cloud services or paying per generation. ComfyUI integration support is currently in beta. In upcoming updates, we'll add more features, improve stability, and expand the workflow library. You'll need to install ComfyUI on your computer manually. Once installed, go to Settings and open the AI Generation tab. We provide helpful tools there: automatic launch and stop of the ComfyUI instance, synchronization status checks, and extra setup options to improve stability on macOS systems. If you need help with installation and setup, check the Help Docs link in the settings. FlashBoards includes several features to speed up your workflow and give you more control. The clock icon next to the prompt opens the prompt history. The Library tab features curated templates organized by category. A Ready tag appears on prompts optimized for the selected model. The Recent section displays your past prompts, while Saved contains your favorites. Click any prompt and it will automatically populate your input field. Below the prompt bottom controls appear when the model supports resolution or aspect ratio adjustments. There's also an upscale toggle for staging a second upscale pass at 2 times or 4 times. If different upscale models are available, they'll appear in this dropdown. Currently, we provide the ESArgon cloud model from Replicate and a simple ComfyUI workflow for local upscaling. When you enable upscaling and press Generate, the image you receive from the provider will be automatically upscaled. The final result will be the upscaled version with the special badge on the image, making it easy to identify higher resolution outputs. Not all models support upscaling. Some video models and workflows don't have this option yet. We're working on expanding upscale support in upcoming updates. Some workflows lock the prompt. You'll see a dimmed banner instead of the input field. Just hit the wand button to generate. One more powerful feature: if you enable Use AE Selected Layers in Settings, you can use After Effects layers as generation inputs. Select a layer in AE without selecting anything on the board, then generate. FlashBoards will use that layer as input. If it's a comp, text, or shape layer with no source file, It automatically captures the comp frame and uses that. This lets you iterate on AI results directly in After Effects and feed them back into new generations. There could be confusion about what is currently selected, whether it's media items on the board or layers in the timeline. So, by default, we have disabled this feature. However, you can enable it in the settings. As your generations run, you'll see several types of feedback to keep you informed. You can run generation multiple times, but each provider has a limit. If all generation slots are busy, you will see a warning message. Progress continues automatically. No need to babysit it. If something goes wrong, an orange error banner appears at the bottom with details. Common issues are invalid API token or model requires image input. Fix the issue and try again. Finished images store metadata, your prompt, model name, and some extra information. Right-click and choose Preview to see everything. Stuck generation? Click the X circle in the top left corner of the item to cancel it. Let's recap the core wins. FlashBoards gives you infinite boards for organizing projects. Import media through drag and drop, clipboard paste, screenshots, and recordings. AI generation works with live progress tracking, smart queuing, and optional upscaling. Export to After Effects happens with one click. Now it's your turn to experiment with this workflow. Try importing a few images, running the generation, and exporting the result. You'll quickly see how fast this creative loop can be. Build faster, create better. See you in the next walkthrough.